panel that we have this morning, Vincent Kimosop, who's a policy expert, and Dr. Njenga, who is a political analyst. Gentlemen, just before you took the break, Dr. Njenga, you had mentioned, looking at the election results, where we are today, about 50% of governors basically have been given the red card and told, you know what, you didn't do a good job, go home.
Right.
Vincent, let me start with you. What do you think the electorate is telling governors who are now coming in? Because this is a clear message that if you do not perform, then the electorate has the power.
Yes, you even started by answering my question that the electorate have the power. I served in the Budget and Economic Forum of Baringo County, and as I'm talking about Baringo in our context, one of the lessons that I learned is that looks like the Mwananchi, there are things that are very clear. We want development. So for our county, Baringo, people will insist infrastructure, water, healthcare, service. That is the first message. The other thing that I see from the Mwananchi is that the Mwananchi actually don't have a problem with people who are able to balance between executive delivery and political delivery. So the recommendation to the incoming governors is that you should be ready to be able to balance between executive delivery, so good performance, but also be politically relevant.
Do you think somebody like Mike Sonko, for example, has got that right, given that he mentioned very clearly right from the beginning, he will handle the political side of it,
yes,
and his running mate, Polycarp Igathe, will handle the execution?
Yes, I think that you know, Mike Sonko, if you talk to the people on the ground, there's a lady during the nomination who said something, and I'll just give that response, what she said on TV. Mimi nataka ule mtu ambaye akisafisha mji atajua mahali ataniweka kama mtu ambaye nafanya nini? Nafanya hawking. Just direct translation. You see, that in itself is a policy pronunciation that we will need a clean city, yes, but when you're cleaning the city, make sure that people who are hawkers also are given a place. That is the language Mike Sonko speaks. And that's why the people queued, and it resonates with the people. But also Mike Sonko has appreciated that, hey, running government is also in itself a technical, and it requires a certain level of skill to be able to deliver on the same. So I think if he puts his house in order and he gets his politics and technical delivery right, Mike Sonko has an opportunity or has a chance of coming back in 2022. And remember, Nairobi is also both, we have a big informal sector that listens and hears that language, but also you have you have a strong middle class in Nairobi that will still also want service. So he has to balance not to do the other over the other.
All right, Dr. Njenga, as we wind up, we need to wind up shortly, but also your recommendation on governors, for example, in terms of delivering what the people want. It's one thing to have the governors do what they think is required by the Mwananchi. It's another thing altogether to have the Mwananchi feel, yes, he's actually ministering to my need.
Right. There are two fronts. One, as my colleague has said, there is the political wing. That governor is a political position. And therefore, a governor must be able to deliver politically in terms of delivery of services and appeasing the citizens. The other thing is administration, because he is the CEO. He or she is the CEO, the chief executive officer, the head of human resource. He must be able to be seen, one, a person of integrity, and a person of, professionalism. Because we have seen that even in the past, like I will take a case study of Kajiado North, where Olelenku was chosen, or rather elected, as the governor. I will tell you that in Kedienye had all that was required. But he missed somewhere. He forgot some regions. And he Kendienye decided to go on the issue of tribes. And he decided to empower the Maasai community, and which is good. However, we have Rongai, we have Kiserian, we have Ngong, we have part of Karen, we have Kitengela. And this Kajiado North has become a cosmopolitan county. And he forgot a point that the diaspora are actually now the majority. And he decided to ignore the diaspora and decided to reward the culture. And this is his downfall.
Now,
and we are even telling Olelenku that even if, now that he is in possession, he should never forget the diaspora and the cosmopolitan concept. Look at the roads. There is a perennial jam from Bomas to all the way to Rongai to Kiserian. For the last 5 years, the people of Rongai, Ongata Rongai, Kiserian, Kajiado have been
stuck in that traffic.
Stuck in traffic. It has actually been the nightmare of people in diaspora. Now, we are asking Olelenku that he needed to understand the concept and the political atmosphere of Kajiado North. That we have different people. We are now moving from the tribal, that I'm a Maasai. Because the people who chose you, we have Kikuyus, we have Kisis, we have Maasais, and we have every type of tribe in Kajiado. Look at areas like Nakuru County. Nakuru County has also become a cosmopolitan. If you look at the road from Subukia, from Nakuru to Subukia to Nyahururu, that road is pathetic. You know, and that is why Kenodia Mbogwa was actually told, you don't deserve this. Let's give the mantle to other persons.
Somebody else.
Now, the issue is, the citizens are wiser than before.
Actually, I wanted to say...
All right, I want us to wind up, so I need your summary and closing comments.
Okay, I will. There's something he's pointed out that maybe you can give it attention, maybe in your subsequent engagements, is that this issue of Kajiado, whereby devolution was actually meant to still uplift the people of the Ma, which he did, but at the end of the day, there was this cosmopolitan dimension.
Yes.
Where do you balance between the empowerment of the locals vis-a-vis the dynamics of Kajiado? So I just thought it was good to raise that up. But in conclusion, the person who will be sworn in as president, since the election is going to be disputed at the Supreme Court, and any decision that might come, one thing that they have to really focus on is the issue of national cohesion, deepening devolution, and strengthening the reforms in our institutions. You've seen the performance of the police in the recent past and other institutions, including what the NGO Coordination Board was doing. That, for me, it still speaks that we really need to reform our institutions to become platforms for service. They are encouraging things that when we see the rot in some of these institutions, it's not all of them. We still have a lot of institutions in public service that are actually fulfilling their mandate faithfully. And what the judiciary has done, the reason why even NASA has gone to the judiciary is because judiciary has retained and has maintained fidelity to the Constitution.
Thank you very much. Your closing comments, Dr. Njenga.
Thank you so much. I want just to advise the governors, incoming governors, that they should be very careful because citizens are wiser than before. And people should actually, the governors, even when they are choosing their, or nominating their cabinet, they should be very careful to measure, or rather to choose people who are of good quality, character, and even professionalism. They should actually put off tribalism, because tribalism and nepotism has eaten into the development agenda for the last governors. And also the issue of integrity, accountability, transparency, and also being there. Because I want to advise these governors that they need to be on the ground. Many a times we choose, they are elected, and the only thing we see is we see them after 5 years. We don't see them in weddings. We don't see them in barrios. We don't see them at that
sure they need to be in touch with them right on the ground.
They have no shortcut. We must be down there.
Have to wind it up right there. That's the Dawn Debate. Thank you very much, Dr. Njenga, and also Vincent Kimoso for joining us this morning for the Dawn Debate.